vlog. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell and give this video a thumbs up. So for today's video, I thought I would just talk to you a little bit about the 5 biggest things that I have learned from living with cerebral palsy. So the number one thing, well, it's not really in order, but the first thing that I've learned is that we are dealt different cards in this life. I was dealt this disability, and there's nothing I can do to change that. So don't sit around wishing it was different, because it's not going to be different. And the more that I would sit around and, excuse me, wish that I didn't have the disability, the more depressed I would get and the more time I would waste. So whether it's a disability or a trial or something hard, don't sit around wishing that it wasn't there, because it's not going to make a difference. You have it, it's there no matter what. So I guess spend some time learning to accept it, and then live your life every day with it. The next biggest lesson I've learned goes along with that is to accept the card you're dealt, but you don't have to accept how it defines your life. So yes, I've accepted that I have a disability, but I haven't accepted it to the point where it defines who I am. Yes, you have to accept a trial, but you don't have to accept that it's going to ruin your life. If you don't like how it's affecting your life, you have the power to change it. The third thing that I've learned is adapt to your situation and figure out how to live day to day with it. So like the first one, it's not going to go away. And yes, it can affect your life in a lot of different ways. But you can take that and say, you know what? I may not be able to do certain things I want exactly the same as everybody else, but I'm going to figure out a way to do it the way that I can. So, for instance, you know, people with cerebral palsy, some of us can walk, some of us can't, some of us can walk a little bit, some of us can't, some of us have to use a walker or whatever. But when I was growing up, I wanted to be like everybody else. I wanted to play softball. I wanted to play soccer. So, sure, I wasn't good at it, but that wasn't the point. The point was to be able to learn to adapt to my situation. So when I would play softball or baseball, my dad would have to hold me up while I stood on the base, and then I would just pray that the ball would hit the bat, and then my dad would pick me up and run me to each base. So sure, most people would probably consider it cheating. I don't think we won very many games, but that wasn't the point. The point was I was adapting to my situation and figuring out the different ways that I could accomplish my goals. With soccer, it was the same thing. I had to use a walker to run across the field, and every time I tried to hit the ball, I would pretty much fall down every time. But again, it's about adapting to the situation. Number 4 is keeping a positive attitude. Now, I don't want you guys to think that I never get sad or mad about having a disability or a trial, because I do. But this one goes along with the first one. It's not going to change whether I'm sad or happy about it. So I might as well have a positive attitude, because when you have a positive attitude, when you're going through a trial, it makes it easier to go through. And when you have a positive attitude, you're able to kind of step back and say, what can I learn from this? And that kind of goes along with the 5th one. Throughout my life, I've always said, okay, what can I learn from this experience of having cerebral palsy? What can I learn from this experience of having this trial? We're not given these things just to make our lives miserable. If you look for it, you can always learn from it. and what you learn, you can then apply for next time or to help you get through it. So I know this video is really short, but really those 5 things has helped me get through having a disability. I'm sure there's a ton more. There's not letting people's opinions of you determine what you do with your life, because if that were true, then I would be a vegetable. I wouldn't have a life. I would just say, yeah, you're right, I have cerebral palsy, I can't do it. But I don't let that stop me. Don't let your negative self-talk stop you from doing things. We are the ones that get in our own heads. We are the ones that can determine if we're successful or not. Don't let the negative thoughts come in. Replace them with positive thoughts. There are so many different things that we can apply in our lives that we can learn from. But I really do think that those are the 5 biggest things that have helped me get through my life so far with cerebral palsy. Accept it. It's not going to go away, so just deal with it. Positive thoughts. Adapt to your situation. Figure out how to handle it in your own way. Don't waste time being mad about it. And just learn something from having the disability. Always learn something from your disability or your trial. And I promise you, if you do these 5 things, again, it's not going to make it go away, but it might make it more manageable. So I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you learned something from it. Give it a thumbs up. Send me any comments or questions. I am really wanting to do a question and answer video with me and my husband. So if you have any questions about what it's like to live with cerebral palsy, for my husband, what it's like to be married to somebody with cerebral palsy, what's tough for us, what's easy for us, any questions, don't hesitate to ask them. You can ask them here on YouTube, or you can go over to my Instagram and ask them there. Again, I hope you guys learned something, and have a good day.